What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome back. We are back. We are in our normal studio. It's my living room, but I'm going to call it a studio for right now. We are back and better than ever. Hello everyone and welcome in. Welcome on in to the show. All of you frogs, all of you otters, all of you rats, mice, and bats. I welcome everyone from the animal kingdom in here to Hunt the Week. It is a weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. This is Bloomborough Week 3. We're finally going to talk about Bloomborough. I am sorry that we haven't been, but we're going to, and we're going to do it now. We're going to do it today. We're finally going to get into it, at least as much as I can, because, spoiler alert, I haven't been playing a lot, so I don't have a ton to say, but I did finally get all of my matches in after my wonderful Toronto trip, which I did hear so much good feedback on. So many people said nice things about that episode. They really liked it. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you did. I loved doing it. I loved living it. What didn't make the show was after I recorded the very last part, I got stuck in the airport for about 36 hours. Got stuck in the airport for hours and hours, lots of delays. Made it to Philadelphia. Had to spend the night on the floor. Had to wait 24 hours for another flight. And then finally, after 37 hours, finally landed back home in North Carolina. And it took some time, and it wasn't great. But you know what? The trip was so good that it didn't even really matter. Didn't mind. Was not too bad. I am your Goku or Go Home, your Don John DeMarco, the pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I came back home and I did an actual show. Back to the regular format, back to what we do, back to what we know and love. The comfort of, just the regular show. And we're back in it. We're back here. We're doing it the way we've always done it. And we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and find out what the fox says.
And the seal goes ow, 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 but there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say?
I forgot. I have forgotten what all these drops are. I haven't done this in a while. And I made these a long time ago. It feels like it was a long time ago. So much has happened. We are in Bloomborough League, and this is your top 8. Dan A. beat down Bringin' 9-1. Congrats, Dan. Lot P. Lot 9-1. Miranda L. Black Canary 9-1. Keelan T. Doofle 9-1. Philip B. Plipster 8-2. Thomas C. Jamboree. Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit. And Justin P. Code Pigeon all 8-2. Where is Goku, you ask? You gotta go pretty far down. You gotta go pretty far down to find Goku sitting down there right now at 83rd place. Holy shit. This is one of the worst leagues I've ever done. And it's fine. It's not like I needed to do well in this league to make player of the year or anything. It's fine. I am doing fine. I'm 4-6. Let's talk about it. I was out of town. Actually, let's go back before that. I've been having a really bad time. I've been going through some very serious, very bad personal stuff. And I just haven't been playing a lot of Bloomborough when it came out. I just had other things going on. Usually I jammed the format a lot. Had stuff going on. Just didn't have a chance to play the drafts and get into the format like I like to. Then I'm in Canada. Then, how about this? Then the league gets pushed back from Friday to Saturday. I was going to try and get all my games in on Friday. Didn't happen. Had to, try to play my games in person. In Toronto, which everyone really wanted to do all the time, but every time people wanted to do it, it was real late at night, I was real messed up, and I wasn't trying to play my Magic games in that kind of state. At least, again, trying to make player of the year, want to do well, right? I'm not trying to give away wins because I'm just too messed up at midnight in a cabin in the woods. So I only got one game out in person. I got one game against Jeremy at the airport on my phone when I was super tired. I never play on my phone. That was really weird, but I was really stressing out about getting my games in and getting too far behind. I ended up coming back. I played all my games on that Saturday and Sunday. I just played all day, got them all out. Currently 4-6. So let's say I went 2-3 week 1 and 2-3 week 2. Here is the thing. I'm not playing the set a lot, so I don't really know what's going on. I don't think I like the set very much. I've heard a lot of negativity about it. I'm not going to get into it too much. I'm just not a fan, and I haven't been playing it a lot, like I said, and I'm just not being pulled into it. Bloomburrow's not really pulling me in. So I think I'm kind of skipping a lot of this draft format. I've done a few since then, and I think it's fine. I don't think it's like the worst, but I also just I don't think it's anything special, and I don't know. It's not holding my attention. Let's talk about the league. I love this league and the mechanics. These mechanics are awesome, and they are so good, and like it makes losing fun. Things like this make losing fun, and I think that is one of the hardest things to do in a tournament like this, right? Like nobody likes to lose, and like adding it back to your pool does help, but that's a whole nother dynamic of 3 options. Which one do you want to take? Do you have a strategy? Do you not have a strategy? Or are you just figuring it out as you go? Either way, I love it. I love this design. I love the way it's working out. I think it's super cool. Again, I can't say enough great things about the league design. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm 4-6, so I've picked a lot of boons already. It's I don't know. It's really great. I'm really liking the design of the league if I'm not enjoying the set and the format that much. So hats off to the league committee. You did a great one. Another good one to end the year on. Even if, the set ain't the best of the best, I think we're all enjoying the league. At least I hope you are, because like I said, if I'm enjoying the league and I'm not enjoying the set, you guys did something right? And again, I can't say enough good things about these mechanics. I love the mechanics so much. Got to do my raccoon, picked a pack from the trash, got a Gonti. Who's throwing away a Gonti? What are you doing? But no, it's really cool. I really like it. I'm excited to play the rest of my games this week. I don't know that my deck is really going to last long, and I don't know that I have the enthusiasm to make it all the way. But I do want to make Player of the Year. I don't think I will at this point, because the person that I needed to do bad was Dan A. Beatdownbringer, who is 9-1. So not a lot of hope for your boy Goku, but that's okay. I don't need to make Player of the Year. I got to hang out with so many wonderful people in Toronto. I'm going to be riding high on that for a while. And I hope you're enjoying Bloomburrow League. I hope you have your boons picked out. I hope you get the good ones. I got my OTJ boon right away. I love that. I love going to OTJ. Got a Roxanne. We'll see if that does anything for me. But we're in Bloomburrow. We're in week 3. We're halfway through the league. We're about to be halfway through the league, I guess, after this week. And I don't know. I'm just not hearing a lot about it. Maybe that's just me. Again, I got a lot going on right now. I'm not on the Discord as much as I normally am. I'm a little taken aback, took a little step back from everything. But the podcast, of course, will continue, even though I will say I'm having some real trouble getting people on the podcast right now. That's why it keeps coming out on Friday, because I'm spending extra time getting people to come on, and it is time consuming. But hey, it's great. I love it. I love what's going on. I love all of you. It's a great time here on the Discord. But let's go ahead and let's talk to someone else. You heard enough about me blabbering on for a while about how great everything is. Let's go ahead and talk to the animals.
If I could walk with the animals, talk with the animals, grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they could talk to me.
That's right. We are going to talk to an animal this week. A wonderful animal. A wonderful animal. Someone who's pretty new, but also doing pretty well. I talked to Matthew G. Wolf Eye, who is currently in 11th place at 7-3. Matthew is new to the league, but not new to Magic, as many of us are when we come in. Matthew came in for Modern Horizons 3, had fun, had a good enough time that they wanted to come back for Bloomburrow. And it was great to talk to them. They were an easy conversation. Not someone who I've interacted with, but someone who I'm going to be having my eye on. Someone who was just a joy. And I love it when it's the friend of a friend. Someone's in the league, they bring in their friend, and then that friend comes in and does well. That's me. Chris R. was my friend. He brought me in. Brian G. Fadakin brings in Matthew G. Wolf Eye, and now he's in here having a great time. So go ahead and listen to my interview with Matthew now. All right, everyone, join me this week as we talk to the animals with none other than Matthew G, aka Wolfeye. Welcome to the show, Matthew.
Hi, glad to join.
Hey, happy to have you. It's a pleasure to get you on. You fit into the category of people I like to have on the show, which is somewhat new player doing pretty well, and that's you, Matthew. You fit it to a T. Currently, 7-3 in Bloomberg League. Your second league. I'm excited to hear all about it, but I want to know about you. When did you first start playing Magic?
So I played a little bit in high school, like some friends had some cards randomly, and I ended up joining a game or two. But really in college, some friends got some Zendikar commons and uncommons or somehow, and just, pulled them out. It's like, hey, let's try playing this game. And then from there, I went to my first pre-release was I think it was Mirrored and Besieged, and just played a ton of Magic from there. So that was
Oh,
back in like 2012, 2013.
20, and what got you into limited? Were you always a limited player, or did you get the bug, or are you not? Are you a standard guy? And I only know you because you were in a limited tournament. What's the deal?
Yeah, so I'm probably more of a limited player. I mean, it started with pre-releases, I guess. I played some standard and limited back in the day, but opening a pack and figuring out what to do was always kind of the fun concept. It's a lot harder to build a constructed deck and going against all of the professionals out there, right? If you just net deck something versus, hey, I can, strategize with my own pool and figure something out and try to get an edge. And it's different all the time, right? You're not playing the same deck um, for months and months.
I like to say it's the jazz, right? It's the jazz of
Oh
Magic.
yeah.
It's the improvisation. The what am I opening? What am I trying to do? Am I, building the best deck? Am I going for some weird, obscure 3 card combo? Whatever. Like you have so much choice. It's all about choice and decisions, and
Yeah.
the moves that you make. So yeah, limited is. Oh, I love it. I'm happy that you're a unlimited guy. We welcome you to the server. How did you find us, Matthew? I'd love to know.
Yeah, so I had a friend that joined for the OTJ set that was recommending the group. So I think he was on your podcast before, Brian G.
Oh, Brian G. Fadakin.
Yeah.
See, I always associate the name with the people.
Yep.
He's Fadakin. Cool. So you're Brian G's friend. How are you doing compared to him? Let's take a look. Sorry, Brian, if you're listening to this, you probably are.
He hasn't done great these last two, I think.
I'm also not doing great, Brian. It's fine. I'm 4-6. So hey, it happens to all of us. Happens to 2-time league winner, 4-time hosts. Oh, Brian, you're doing not great. You gotta come back, Brian. You can do it.
I think he gave up on this one to go just be like spend more time with family and stuff and not worry about this set.
You know what? I think that's a good call, and we're gonna talk. And what a great segue. Uh, let's talk about Bloomburrow because I'm not even gonna say it's a divisive set. It's a set that I don't hear a lot of positivity about. Um, and I don't know if you're loving it, if you're hating it. I am not playing a lot of it. Some of that's just because I'm real busy, but also because the set didn't really click with me, and I'm just not hearing a lot of great things. And it doesn't make me want to play it a bunch. But Bloomburrow, what do you think? How are you feeling? Do you like it, Matthew? What are your opinions?
So I'm enjoying my deck for the league a lot. The limited format's been up and down. I'm like not loving it. I think I went 2-3 in my last couple drafts after a bunch of 5-3s.
Nice,
So,
nice.
but yeah, and I felt like mana issues have been a lot more pronounced in this set. I just maybe it's being spoiled after MH3 with all the, um, what MDFCs,
Yeah, those are
but
so nice.
and just the lack of fixing in this format. But yeah, it's okay. I don't love it. Um, my favorite, I mean, I liked MH3 a lot, minus the Chrysalis stuff. Um, before that, I think some of my favorite formats were Wilds of Eldraine. Draft played a ton of that. Obviously I wasn't in the league back then, but just regular limited. And March in the Machines before that.
Yeah, those are some all timers, right? Marcher Machines,
Oh yeah.
Mom, that's so fun, and I love Mono Resist 3, and I am missing the fixing. I am missing it so bad. Uh,
Yeah,
it's just tough. No dual lands. It's tough, man. It's tough out there.
yeah. I mean, my latest iteration of the deck, well, from the beginning, I played two of the fountain, the one
Sure.
man artifacts,
Yeah.
and then I've acquired three lands now that can, come into play, or I think two that come into play, choose a color, and then one of the surveil, tap for any color land.
It's like gold. They're like
Yeah.
gold in this set, and like uh the I've really been watching the like offset packs to be like where's the fixing it? Like what the OTJ's got like the deserts, but you got to hit the right ones, and it's and that's my thing. I've actually I want to splash, Matthew. I want to splash. I got good rares and good mythics and colors. Again, I'm 4 and 6. I'm not doing great. Uh, I've got these great cards and colors, but then I don't really like the color pairs that they're in, and I don't love my splashes because I've only got one Fountain Port Bell, and I've only got
Oh,
one of the lands that enter tapped, and that's pretty much it. Maybe some green stuff that does some stuff, but I feel like for me, splashing is just so risky. And I'm risk averse, Matthew. That's my problem with Magic is that I am risk averse.
yeah. Well, yeah. My first deck was kind of flat three colors. But now I'm straight two colors with with two splashes, so I technically have four colors.
See, that's the thing. So am I. That's the
But I
deck
think
I
I think
built.
the mana is actually better than it was.
I built a dumb, red green deck, but it's like I'm splashing a red black card or a green black card, and I'm probably splashing like green white or some blue. I'm splashing some blue because I got a little RAL in there that I just opened, and I got some other blue bomb. But yeah, now I'm four color, but four color with bad fixing, and
Yeah.
but maybe it'll work out. We'll see. It's a new week, but you're 7 and 3. What's going on? What's helping you? What's helping you do it? You're in top 16 right now. I mean, you got a shot at this thing.
Yeah, so well, it was funny. I opened my packs originally or looked at my pool and I was like, I see a lot of blue rares here. This could be bad. Blue's not a great color in the set.
No.
But I played all of them and I basically built let me look up the name again, but Glarg, I think, the three mana legend,
Yes, yes,
Death
yes.
Touch. So I kind of built my deck around that with Soul Tie, some otters, and a lot of removal. And I've even moved to a more controlling deck now. A lot of removal, some card draw, some bombs. So,
Nice.
everything has individual kind of value almost. No, not a lot of need for synergy, but there's some good synergies there. Some card advantage. So I
Are you
try to
playing?
win the late game.
Are you playing a tribe, like a specific tribe? Are you are you rats? Are you
Uh,
frogs? Are
can,
you?
I was a little bit more, well, my three rares are all otters.
Okay.
So they all it's two of the 2/2 flash one that pumps all the otters when you play instants and sorceries.
Oh yeah,
Or
the one
plays
that
it
untaps
pumps
them.
more than otters actually. It
Yeah,
pumps
yeah,
like half of the creatures.
yeah. It's a good one.
But so I've got technical synergies there, but no, I mean let me look what my ratio is right now because it's gonna be I'm sure it's all over the place. Yeah, four frogs, three birds, four otters, four rats.
All over the place.
Yep.
You're living the Bloomborough experience. You're down in there on Bloomborough, going through all the little animal towns, picking up friends along the way.
But I mean, I'm taking advantage of the creature types. I have one lily pad to scry when, the blue creature types enter the battlefield.
Nice.
Um, my three birds, one of them is the blue-white rare,
That card's so good.
but it's not using bird synergies.
You don't need to. You draw an extra
It
card every
literally just
hit.
draws in a card every turn when I
Yeah,
attack with it.
yeah.
That's how I
That
won one of my last games.
I've only won a couple games, but the games that I've won are the games that I've stuck that bird and it hasn't died, and like it's just like, all right, draw extra cards, draw extra
Yeah.
cards.
I've
Um,
yet to have it on the field. Well, to be fair, I've only played it once because I added white to my deck for this last round.
yeah, yeah,
But the one time I played it, I did not have any other birds.
yeah. You don't need them. That's the thing. Cards
So
cards good on its own. And I feel yeah, I've been having lots of mana issues in this format. I feel like you flood out, there's not great sinks to put your mana into. You keep a two-lander, you don't hit that third or fourth land, you just kind of get way too behind, way too quick. Um, and I've also noticed that flyers seem to be such a big deal in this set. Like I feel like I'm either always losing the flyers or I'm beaten down with flyers. Like flyers seem uh more important than ever. Even with all the reach creatures, like flyers are still like the thing to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of evasion, between bats and birds having flying, all these,
Mhm.
a decent amount of blue creatures having unblockable. I'm actually playing one of the 1/4 vigilance guys now just because he's a good
He's
blocker
great.
that can, just always
Yeah.
attack.
And that stupid one that gets unblockable and then you get the loot when
Yeah,
you hit.
I
Like
see that also
what
I'm in limited.
what is that card? What is that? It's uncommon, unblockable. Draw a card when it hits. Are you crazy? Like,
Yeah, that
oh,
card can drop games for sure.
that card is super frustrating to play against for me. For me, it's fine for everybody else. Me personally, I don't love it, Matthew.
Yeah, I thought there's a decent amount of reach in the set, but like the games have been playing out where I haven't run into it a lot. I've
I
been
feel.
drafting a lot of green, so
Mhm.
I end up with some of those frogs with reach, but yeah, I mean there's a lot more flyers.
I feel like whenever I do that, it's like they kill my reach creatures and like the ground just doesn't matter. And then like like you only got so many frogs, right?
Yeah.
You can only reach to the skies so
Yeah. Well,
much.
there's a lot of like board stalls in this format if you don't have evasion with all the tokens
Yeah.
and it's hard to attack sometimes.
And those games have been the games that I've really enjoyed actually. Those games are pretty fun a lot of the time.
Yeah, figuring out how to get there.
Yeah, trying to get that long value game like you've been talking about. Like you don't see a lot of long value Bloomburrow games and they're fun. Like that's what I wish the format was. I wish it was long, fun draw card stuff.
Yeah, as
Um,
long as there's things to do, which is kind of how I've tried to build my deck. So
well, I look forward to seeing you play. You ever stream? You ever stream your games? Ever do any of that on the server?
I should more. I've probably gone into Discord to like chat with the person I'm playing more than I've streamed for anybody to watch.
Like, it's
But
it's an acquired taste, but I want to see your deck. I want to see you play Matthew and that. So that's all I'm saying is I'm asking to show me your sauce. Show me your magic. Or
I'll probably do it more.
whoever plays Matthew, stream for me so I can see. But it's your second league. You just played at Modern Horizons 3. Um, that's what we call a vanilla league, right? That's the every loss you open on Modern Horizons pack. It was all Modern Horizons. This is a more of the design that they put into the leagues, right? So I think you're a great person to ask this question to. You come in your first league, Modern Horizon, great set, open Modern Horizons all the time. Boom, have a great league, great sealed pool. Now you've got the boons, you've got these choices, you've got these decisions to make. Uh, how do you feel about it? Are you enjoying it? Is it too much? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Give me the scoop.
Yeah, I think the Modern Horizons, very simple set was a good way to start of not
Hmm.
having to worry about any of that. Especially since Modern Horizons was kind of a very powerful set, so like trying to get packs from other sets probably is not the ideal way to go anyway.
Yeah,
Um, this set I thought it would be a little bit more, but like I think the boons are simple enough that I can just kind of when I lose, look at the three options and choose one and gotta go. Um, so I've enjoyed it. I mean, I've only got three losses, so
true,
hopefully I
true.
don't have to make a lot of those choices, but it's been fine
Yeah.
so far.
Have you? What are some of the boons that you've opened? Or did you get one and you're like, oh, that was actually great. For instance, I did Raccoon. I got to pick three trash packs. I ended up loving it. I thought it was actually I love all of them. I think this design is amazing. But have your boons been good? Or have there been any standouts?
So I picked the first the first set of options I had didn't feel like the best. I had, let's go back into this. I
Yes.
had an option between bird, otter, and bat.
Mm,
So I was like, bird, I don't really care which boon options I get in the future.
Nice. Yeah, sure.
Otter, uh, a random animal arcana seem kind of eh.
Yeah.
So I got bat with the map tokens,
Great.
which I
Maps
think
it.
is a pretty good one. I
Yeah,
have
map
yet to
tokens are
use them
great.
though,
Oh,
so
that's
we
good.
will
You want to save them.
they're saved for a later time.
Yeah, you wait till you find a pack that's like a complete dud, and then you're just like anything else is better, right? Like, or you get to the end and you're like, well, I'll just reroll till I hit something fun, and if I don't, who cares?
Yep, you only get two.
Yeah. So make them count. So yeah,
So
those are I think those are going to be good.
I think that's one of the better ones. And I got actually I wasn't sure how the LCI pack was going to be, but I picked up a couple of cards. So I think including one of the fixing lands that I wanted.
Nice. Yeah, I've been impressed with the offset packs. Even just now, I was looking in at a pack generation, and someone did the squirrel, so they got the Eldraine pack, and they opened a Wicked Wolf, and I was like, that's a
Oh yeah.
great card. I played against what's the beast, the Lovestruck Beast. I played against the Lovestruck Beast this week. And I was like, man, people are opening good Eldraine cards. Like, it's fun. I love the little bit of chaos that gets thrown into these leagues.
Yeah, one of my favorite cards from another set that I've got in my deck right now is oh man, I cannot pronounce this guy, but it's the blue-black skeletal horror that has Descend 8, play 6 mana, return him from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter on it. He's 6/4 Vigilance Menace for 5 mana. I'm like, okay, 5 mana, 6/4 Vigilance Menace that can come back later.
That seems pretty
What's not
good.
to like?
And I need to see what the now I need to try to pronounce this card's name because I actually know this card. 5-bar Vigilance
Ukbenbach, the Great Mistake. I'll go with that.
Ukbenbach. Oh, okay. There we go. Ukbenbach. Sounds fun. Sounds real fun. Well, that's a great card. But Matthew, I would love to know your favorite Magic card. Do you have an all-time favorite? I learned so much from people alone from this one question.
Okay, so my nostalgic favorite that I will probably never play again is probably Angelic Destiny. I don't know if you know that
Ooh,
card. It's a 2 white enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 flying and first strike. And when the creature dies, you return it to your hand.
gross.
So I played this in standard with like Geist of Saint Traft
Oh, nice.
to make a 6/6, flying hexproof first strike. And you could, if it somehow died, you could put on another creature. Um, so that's like one of my early probably favorites. Just turn something into a giant angel.
I love it. I love the like because my answer is the same. My answer is the same kind of thing where it's like it's an early card that I played with that like wasn't great, but it meant a lot to me at the time and like how I like to play Magic. So that's a great one. That's really cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't know
throw
that
out a
card.
couple others though.
Yeah,
In the more kind of powerful, long-standing sense, Snapcaster Mage is always great.
yeah, he's up there.
And
But
then an oddity, just because like nobody has this card, nobody plays this card. One of my commanders is Hazazen Tamar. It is from Legends, so
okay.
it's like super expensive. I I bought the Italian version because
Ooh,
Italian Legends is the cheapest version of Legends you can get.
sure.
So I found some great deal on the Italian Legends version of this guy a long time ago. But he's 7 mana, Naya, Naya colors. And when he enters, he creates a 1/1 Sand Warrior token for each land you control.
Okay.
And at the beginning of your next upkeep. So like really janky. And when he dies, you exile all those Sand Warrior tokens. And he's only a 2/4 for 7 mana. So you have to do the convoluted thing of you cast him, you let him die or sacrifice him before the Sand Warriors come the next turn, so that you get to keep all your 1/1 Sand Warriors.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
he's just kind of a like make a bunch of tokens guy.
I'm sure that's fun though, and there's all kinds of ways to like abuse that, right? Like Perforos or something, I just finishes people off. I'm sure there's lots of ways to kill people with 1,000 1/1 tokens. You get all these Sand Warriors. That's a cool token. Do you have cool Sand Warrior tokens?
They don't exist. Well, they might
What?
now. At the time, for the longest time, they did not exist because that's such an old card that they didn't print tokens back then.
Yeah.
But I
Wow.
have so I have printed fan token, fake tokens that people have made of those Sand Warriors to use.
I love it. That's so funny. Now, well, Matthew, we asked the league for questions. We always like to get some outside input, and they did not disappoint. We got some good ones for you. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. This is from Duncan M., our league judge. Duncan's a judge up in Canada. He would love to know what sport, fictional or real, would you like to try if you could do so risk free?
So, not really for the sport part of it because the sport seems kind of terrible to play. But if I could play Quidditch and get to fly on a broom without any risk of injury, that sounds kind of like a neat thing to do.
That does sound fun. Ah,
Otherwise, I enjoy skiing to an extent, but I
okay.
am not somebody that's going to take a risk and, do a big jump or go on some kind of more dangerous pathway. But if I could do that without risk, I'd, be excited to do some of the big jumps or try some more, tricks and stuff.
Oh, that sounds cool. That's a good one. I like that. Out there. Yeah, we're in the Summer Olympics now, but in 2 years, the Winter Olympics, that could be you, Matthew, going up there doing big old ski jumps where they spin around 1,000 times like a helicopter.
Yeah, no, I do not look forward to the landing of that.
Our next
But
question
it
comes
seems cool if you could.
our next question comes from Richard K. The preacher. He would love to know red eye gravy or rib eye steak. Richard loves the food questions.
So I'm gonna feel like a bad Southerner because I don't know the last time I've had red eye gravy.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna have to go with the ribeye. It's
Oh,
always good.
I actually have to Google. I'm also in the South, coincidentally, but I'm not from here. I don't know what red eye gravy is. Um, it's just beef gravy, huh? Ham gravy. Okay, it's just gravy, I guess. Yeah, steak all the way. That's the
Yeah.
choice. Yeah. Yeah. I was Richard's trying to troll me on some poutine thing, probably with this gravy. That's what it is. Uh, our next question comes from Lata, the birdie. She changes her nickname all the time now. She would love to know if you have the time for it. I would love a conversation on top three or maybe bottom three boons. We talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about the boons a little bit more. So I think, I think with boons you have one of two strategies, and I think you have the second strategy. The first strategy is you make a plan and you have like, I'm gonna pick these ones early. I want these ones in the middle, and I want these ones late. And then like kind of matters what you do, right? I think there is a way to like have a strategy with them. But I also think, and strategy you're having, which is also my strategy actually, which is kind of just go with the flow, see what happens, and then it's not hard when you see three to go. Yeah, I don't want that one, and I don't want that one. Like at least for me, I feel like it hasn't been too hard of a choice. But is there one that you think is going to be really good, or one that you think is going to be uh, one you're really not excited for?
So I'll start with the not excited. I don't know that I'm really excited for the was it the otter and what's the other one? The
Rabbit? Is it Rabbit where you get the two one ones?
um I actually chose rabbit incidentally enough, but
Rabbit and otter just feel very similar to me. Right? One's two one ones, one's two spells.
no,
Something like that.
the rabbit is you get a copy of common.
Oh, not Rabbit. Yeah, yeah, it's not Rabbit.
But I think you're thinking of the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, yeah. You get two of the tiny heroes. Um,
Yes, because both of those are randoms, and there's only like one or two out of each of those, the options
mhm.
of the tiny heroes or the spells that I would actually feel like I would play.
Yeah,
So I feel like most of the time that's gonna be a miss, and you just get. I mean, a Bloomberg pack is fine, right? But
yeah, yeah.
you don't get any bonus. So I kind of put those pretty low. I would say I'm not a big fan of the bird. I would just let myself get my three options. I mean, over time you're gonna get all the options, so
Yeah.
you're just kind of accelerating one um, for no extra value. I'd say I think the squirrel is the one that lets you get an extra pack after a loss. That one's probably, I mean, feels like it's got to be really good.
Hmm.
Um, the bat that I chose first with the explorer tokens to improve your packs. I think
Yeah.
that's a top one. And then when you have 10 losses, the frog is the best one because you get two packs and no downside. You're out when you lose anyway.
Yeah, I think Frog last is the choice, is the call. Um, I think Bird can be good, but you have to take it like first, and you have it. That's the I have a plan strategy is Bird, right? At least that.
Yeah, like you didn't get the one you want. You get bird to get it next time
Yeah,
because the bird also gets really bad later when you don't even get to choose, right? You're already gonna get your
yeah. It's
three
true.
out of the four were already gonna be your options, so you just guarantee a little bit.
Yeah, and same thing with like the bat. Bat's great, but if you get bat late with those map tokens, like you need the opportunity to re-roll packs to use them. Like
Yeah,
if you,
you definitely want that one earlier. Though I did read some discussion at one point that you can use the token on the bat pack. So keep that in mind.
oh, see, you can, so you can choose it and then immediately just be like, I don't
Immediately
want
reroll
LCI.
that pack.
Interesting. I know me and Zach Carr are wondering if you could do that, and I
Yeah, I
thought
don't
you
I don't
could, but
read the board. I don't read the, Discord a lot, but when I do, I find stuff like that.
hey, I still haven't read the rules for this league, and I don't know what the Mega Draft is. I'm gonna guess 6 Boom packs. That doesn't sound right. That's not what it is. I guarantee it. I'm sure it's like, uh, actually, I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be like most packs picked out of the trash or something. I don't know.
I will worry about that when we get there.
All right. Our next question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab. Please tell us about your passions. What are you passionate about, Matthew? We would love to know.
So I love some international travel. I'm going to Japan for the second time in December.
Nice. Amazing.
So that's great. And just hanging out with friends, doing all that. I mean, otherwise, just like gaming, stories. I love Magic. I used to play a ton of Super Smash Brothers Melee
Nice.
for the GameCube. Uh, that's that and Magic are probably the only like competitive tournament style gaming competitions I've done.
Nice.
Um, so we'll go with that.
When you say you like stories, what do you mean by that?
So I say I used to read a lot. I used to read a lot of books. I still read a good bit. A lot of online published web serials.
Nice.
So like I'll plug The Wandering Inn.
Ooh, I
It's
love it.
a uh super great fantasy story. It's won the Reddit R fantasy I forget what they call it, but the award for web fiction. It won it like 3 years in a row and then got banned from winning it anymore. But it's like people like to say it's a slice of life with a dash of war crimes.
Oh,
So
what a feel good
action,
story.
world building, everything like that.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, go. You like stories? Go check it out. You like magic? You like Smash Brothers Melee? Maybe hit up Matthew and ask him what's going on. Don't ask him about Red Eye Gravy though. He'd rather have the steak.
Very true.
Our last question comes from Cody Race, aka Race. What is the first Magic card you hated? What was the first card that you said, I don't like this?
So there's probably others, but the one that comes to mind is this 3 mana planeswalker from Gatecrash, Domri. It's
Mm-hmm.
red, one red and a green, and it makes satires with haste. Um, and it was the bane of my standard deck. Where, really? So I found this, I played a bunch of standard back then. Like I said, this was right after Gatecrash came out, I think. Settled into this Jeskai control deck with Restoration Angel, um, and Sphinx's Revelation.
Oh, the dream.
Um, and then Brian Kibler comes along and wins the World Championship with this Gruul aggro deck with Domri and other cards.
Yeah, yeah.
That was absolutely the unwinnable matchup for my deck. And he wins, so like
It's
that deck
everywhere.
becomes a big player
Yeah.
in the format. I'm like, I can't play my deck anymore.
Yeah, that's the deck now. And here's the thing. That was like the standard when I was first getting into Magic that time too. And I loved the Sphinx's Rev, Supreme Verdict, whatever the enchantment was that exiles all creatures that are the same name.
Detention Sphere.
Detention Sphere. I loved that deck, that control deck. It was so like, oh, that's you draw cards. You just draw so many cards. That's all I want to do in Magic is draw cards. End of turn. I'm gonna Sphinx's Rev for 6. Draw my next Sphinx's Rev. Do it again in 3 turns. Wipe the board. Kill you with like I don't even remember how it won. Like, but Drown Yard or
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah. So I usually won with flyers, and it was like Lightning War Helix or something. The 4 mana, 3 mana, 4 damage, gain 4 life.
nice. That'll do it.
But my sideboard was Thundermaw Hellkites for just switch to the card that actually can win the game in a couple turns.
Let's just try and actually kill him. Yeah, let's stop playing with our food, as they say.
Yeah, but that was the sideboard. That was not the main deck plan.
Awesome. I get it. I understand. I remember that card. It was super annoying to play against. Those 2/2 satyrs with haste. Man, but it was like a 0 too. It just like spit them out every turn or something.
Yeah, 0 +0, make it 2/2 with haste. It was like my deck could not kill that thing efficiently. Even if you did, you were having to tap out to do it, and then they would play something else. They probably had haste.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not good for my deck.
Well, hey, the good news is that Planeswalker doesn't see a lot of play other places. You don't really have to see it much ever again. I never see it in cubes or anything. So, hey, it's gone, forgotten. We're over it.
Yeah, it's probably not even that great in the abstract, but back in the day, it was very efficient, very useful.
Well, Matthew, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you making the time. We made it work. We made it happen. It was really nice to talk to you and learn so much. And I wish you luck the rest of the way. 7-3, you're in a good spot. Just keep on winning and play your boons right. Play your games and thank you so much again.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Yes, always a good time. And again, I wish you all the luck coming up in week 3 of Bloomburrow League.
Same to you.
Again, super great talking to Matthew. Really fun guy. What a weird card he picked for favorite card. I've never heard of that card before, but I love that. I love choosing something that's sentimental in a way, right? Something that means something to you. Like I always say, my favorite card's Quicken, because when I first started playing Magic, M14, Young Pyromancer, Quicken decks, I feel like I broke something, even though I'm just playing blue-red spells. But it was meaningful, and I still think back to those cards and those interactions and how they mean something to me, and that's how I like to play Magic, right? And of course, Snapcaster Mage. Who doesn't love a Snapcaster Mage? You're speaking my language, Matthew. We are good buddies now, best friends even. But it's week 3, and now everyone's my enemy, and I need to go basically 5-0, 10-0. It's okay. It's gonna happen. I'm a good player. I can do it. I just don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm doing with my deck. I'm out of the Bloomburrow loop. I've also got so many non-Bloomburrow cards. I want to splash, but splashing has not. I don't have the fixing. I don't have the fixing to splash, but I want to splash. I want to do it, but I just don't know. It's another week of Bloomburrow. We're getting ready for week 3. It kicks off 8 minutes ago. That's what happens when I record on Fridays. Everything gets a little wonky, a little behind. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully by next week we're back on Thursdays, although no promises, because 3rd show in a row released on a Friday. So maybe we just do Fridays the rest of Bloomburrow. I don't know. As you can tell, most things that I do just kind of happen when they happen. But I do think consistency is important. Go out there, look at all the boons. Look at which ones are left. Which ones haven't you taken? Try and figure out what you want to do. Look at the trash packs. Try and find some fun ones that you really want. Get your map tokens. Do your rerolls. And Johnny's doing this fantasy football league with Magic right now. Looks super fun. the rules are crazy. I just glossed over them, and they're complicated. But we're gonna see if I can't just swing by the seat of my pants and get those done. I'm excited for that. Get ahead, get in the side events. I played in Kevin I. Knee's casino side event last week. Brawl draft. I thought my deck was pretty good, but you were allowed to use planeswalkers, and Jack Rakic opened up Minsk and Boo, which was broken. Somebody had Oko as their planeswalker. I was watching them play. I couldn't figure out who their commander was, and they played the Polar Bear, right? Polar Bear from HBG, right? Is that what it was? I think so. The hexproof sack of food Polar Bear. And I was like, the Polar Bear is not their commander? What are they doing? Who's their command? Oh, Oko, Thief of Crowns. Yeah, that makes sense. Oko on turn 3 every game seems pretty dang good. And I understand. I understand why we don't use planeswalkers in Brawl now. That taught it to me. Because you know what? I'd have to spend like 4 cards to kill these stupid planeswalkers. And then they just recast them again because they're the commander. And now I'm down so many cards. Like, it doesn't matter. I can't do anything. Oh boy. But it was fun. And that's the thing. That's the casino. Some people hit the jackpot and some people, they scrub out. It's all about luck. I like the aspect of the casino being a little bit more random and a little bit more, what are you going to do? Them's the breaks, right? That's Vegas, baby. And what happens in Kevin I's casino stays in Kevin Knee's casino. Well, until next week, I hope that shuffler is in your favor, because that's what it's all about in Bloomborough. You can't be flooding out. There aren't a lot of mana sinks. You can't do it. And I hope you get to keep a good 7. Because you can't keep a 2-lander and miss that 3rd land drop in this format. You just can't do it. It's not gonna work out. Until next time, I guess this is going home. We'll see you next week, everybody.